Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. So I've been up and down, up and down, up and down, sitting here working throughout the night. And I know I'm not crazy because I sat there and watched, and I know you too, when they stormed the Capitol at DC, going all through them people offices, breaking windows, quote unquote protesting. They gave them people a curfew. I think they told them people they had to be gone at sundown. And even after sundown, those people were out there in droves. And I didn't see a piece of tear gas get deployed. Didn't no National Guard show up to the 11th hour. But yet in Minneapolis, they issued a curfew. And because they did not abide by the curfew, they got tear gas. Now, I know I'm not the only one that sees what a stark contrast in how we handle crowds is. One crowd can stay out all late. You told them they had a curfew, they don't care. They keep doing what they doing. And another crowd immediately, if the curfew's at 6:05, me too, Shalonda, I'm trying not to be, but I am. Then I watched the video and watched a lieutenant serving our country literally get tear gassed and pulled out of his car. That man told him, "You about to ride the lightning." Good morning, Tiffany. I don't get it. I'm so, I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I'm mad. But the biggest thing is I'm distracted and I'm tired. And I'm at that point where, like, how much longer is this going to happen? When will it be me? Because that boy was begging him. That boy said, "This is so messed up." He said, "This is so," they wouldn't even give him a reason. He said, "Why y'all doing this to me? Just tell me what I did wrong." So at this point, what you're saying is that the police don't have to answer to nobody. That a policeman can pull you over for a traffic stop. They didn't pull him over because he was a murder suspect. They didn't pull him over because he was a threat. They didn't have a bolo on him that he was armed and dangerous. They pulled this man over for a traffic stop and maced him because he wouldn't get out the car. This man is going to the store, and you try to tell me you shot him instead of tasing him on accident. This is just so ridiculous. and so tiring. I don't know, y'all. It's almost an insult to our intelligence. And then they in court talking about, well, did George Floyd have drugs in his system? I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if he was high as Cootie Brown. Ain't no reason to do a human being the way you did him. And that man said no. It ain't because of the drugs. It's because he lacked oxygen. It was as simple as supply of life-giving oxygen was cut off. And because his supply of oxygen was cut off, he lost his life. And even after he lost his life, you continue to stay on his neck for 2 more minutes and 44 seconds. Do they think we can't see TV? Do they think we don't see? At some point, because nowadays, so first of all, let's get it right. This ain't just stop. This ain't just start happening. Let's get this right. None of this is new. I grew up in the South, grew up in the deep South. None of this is new. What's new is all these cameras. And see, men lie, women lie. Cameras don't lie. It started with Rodney King. Rodney King was the first time we saw them beat somebody like a dog. We knew what was going on. It ain't no doubt about that. We knew what was going on. But Rodney King was the first time that we saw somebody get beat and they beat him like a dog. But that was the first time we saw it. Because these cameras make it difficult for you to run and hide. But now it's literally every other day. The list of names is getting so long. The list of incidents is getting so long. If you don't sit and think, you leave somebody off the list. And El Chanel, I agree. And not even just change, not even just change the Constitution, but there's got to be a shift in overall power. It's the power still resides in a place where there's little or no diversity. And until we diversify the power. And so, I think we look at it different. Elle said, but when do we stop participating in the foolishness like boycott the system of capitalism? I agree. And at least stop feeding the monster. Stop buying everything they put on the market. Start buying in the community. Start making your own money where you're not sitting around waiting on them. It's a lot that needs to happen. And somebody may say this is not about money. Everything is about money and power. Everything is about money and power. Why you think you go to church on Sundays instead of the Sabbath? If you really knew the history of how things have been shifted and we just take them for granted, I'm just tired. And the question is gonna be when is everybody gonna be tired enough? I can't I literally can't even. Good morning, Brittany. I can't even stop shaking my head long enough to work. I just keep doing like this. Cause I sat there and watched him at the Capitol, y'all. But Elle, and you're probably right. I think people don't understand why I am such an advocate for building your own, why I am such an advocate for supporting each other, why I am such an advocate for having your own money. All of that is to shift the power. It is. Yeah, they shot people at the Capitol and didn't nobody get. Well, that one lady got shot. The one lady got shot on accident because they just shot out the door blind. But they did way more than that at the Capitol. But here's. Can I just be brutally honest? I gotta be brutally honest. Have you ever gone into a store like a Kmart or a Walmart and the shirts wasn't really folded? They had clothes strewn out all. It was stuff everywhere. And when you touch the shirt and it fell, you're not going to be trying to pick that shirt up because it's stuff on the floor everywhere. I did it in a Kmart one time. I went in a Kmart, I touched the shirt, it fell on the floor. I started picking, hung it on the hanger, another shirt fell. I did that for about 5 minutes before I said, these people done lost their mind. I'm not going to be in here folding and hanging all day. These people need to do better, right? But if you go in Nordstrom and they got their stuff all folded and all neat, when you leave Nordstrom, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna try to fold that stuff up just as neat as you left it. My point is, until we start treating each other, y'all ain't gonna like what I'm saying, like we matter. I'm not saying they wrong, they right because they wrong is two left shoes. But until we start treating each other like we matter, then we're going to have a hard time getting anybody else to treat us like we matter. Does anybody agree with that? Because I'm going to tell you something. You You do something wrong to certain people, children, and you're going to hear about it. But people seem to feel like they can treat our children any kind of way. Now that's new because growing up, you said something crazy to me, you had to get with Deborah Patterson. Let me say that again for the cheap seats. Growing up, if you had anything to say to me, you had to come through my mama and a whole bunch of aunties and uncles. I don't know if we have that anymore. People running around talking to our children crazy. But don't nobody want nobody to say nothing to Alex and Anna. So until we start respecting, understanding, and appreciating what we bring to the table, this is gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. It's almost gonna have to get to the point where when things happen, we mobilize right away and we come together at that spot. It ain't just about marching no more. It's not. It's got to be more than a march. It's got to be more than a march. It's got to be more than a bunch of talking. It's time to take action. I don't know what, but it's time. It's time. That's just what's on my mind this morning. I just had to get it off my chest. I'm so distracted with it. I'm so distressed with it. I'm so blown away with it. We got to do something different, y'all. This ain't working. This ain't working. And I tell you what, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to wait until it's my child for me to do something different. I want y'all to catch that. I'm not going to wait until it's my child for me to say enough's enough. And I don't want you to wait either. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting. And that, that even that even means we gotta do our part to get out of the system. Jobs, that's the system. Social Security, that's the system. Welfare, that's the system. They want you to be part of the system because when you part of the system, you can't say what you want to say. Me too, girl. Me too, Shalendra. I don't know how I'm gonna pull off this work today, but it's a mess. It's a mess, and everybody sees it, and nobody's really, there are really no political leaders that are just working on this. It's not. It's not. So I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta figure out how to try to make it. Yeah, it's gotta be more than a March. It's gotta be more than a March. Absolutely, L. Step one is to get free. Step one is to get free financially and help each other get free. And you know what? I swear people don't understand that. I advocate for people getting paid for that reason because if you still going to a job, you got to limit what you say and what you do. Money is just a mind game anyway. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, they just over there printing money, printing money, printing money. Money ain't even real no more. How you think they keep coming up with all these stimuluses? They are literally making up money. And if they making up money, we can make up ways to make it. So just some food for the thought. I'm not through talking about it. I'm not gonna keep waiting. Y'all stay tuned in. I'm gonna figure it out. But the biggest piece has gotta be we gotta work to get free. It ain't no gold brick, girl. They ain't even got enough room for all the gold bricks back and all this money they done printed. But more to come, y'all. More to come. Cause we gotta be in. And we gotta be all in. We can't just be some in. Love you guys. Talk to you in the morning.